All right. So Minion players have been making their usual very strong claims about whatever is good because, you know, they probably don't usually have that much to get excited about. And this league, Baylor Mage and Ghazi are talking a lot about Holy Relic. With the claims as strong as they are, I went into it a little bit skeptical. As someone who is not the biggest Minion enjoyer myself, I don't hate Minions, but I'm not the biggest Minion enjoyer myself, especially with how clunky Spectres and the Animate Guardian are. That's always a big turnoff for me. And so, yeah, I went into it not really expecting very much. I thought it was going to be a build that wasn't going to end up being very good. As I started putting it together, I asked you guys in chat, streaming on YouTube now as well. I asked you guys how good this build actually was. Should I expect it to be absolutely blowing me away or just something like pretty decent? And to you Minion players' credit, you really tried to temper my expectations. Tell me that it wasn't the craziest build in the world. It's just good value, nothing insane. And honestly, you kind of held back on me. After putting the build together, I can say it blew me away. It's genuinely the strongest, most efficient, nicest to play Minion build that I've ever played, mostly for one reason, and that is because it doesn't really feel like a Minion build. What you see on the screen right now is me doing T17 maps. They are rolled as easy as I could, but I did have back to basics on them, and I did them all deathless and very, very comfortable. I put together a sub 50 divine version of Baylor Mage's Poison Holy Relic, and it was genuinely an absolute pleasure to play. The key here is we're using the Holy Relic of Conviction, which allows you to have 3 Holy Relics instead of 2. When you're using the Jeffrey's Crest, you get 1 additional. And when the AoE from the Holy Relic triggers, it is always on the enemy that you hit, and it's not on the Holy Relic itself. What this means is it effectively plays like not a Minion build, which is exactly the #1 thing I'm looking for when playing a Minion build. It much more feels like I was just playing Lancing Steel of Spraying, which that's what we're using for trigger, because as everyone knows right now, it is the most broken skill for just getting the most attack hits per second that you can, and it was an absolute pleasure to play. We are able to link this with life gain on hit using an Aegis Aurora, which despite the very low, relatively low, max hit, particularly the Fizz max hit in this version of the build, I never really felt squishy whatsoever. Granted, big one-hits would kill me if I didn't dodge a big slam or something, but besides that, there was insane life and energy shield sustain, making it feel incredibly comfortable. It was really fast. The damage felt very comfortable. I would estimate probably about 15 million poison DPS. Nothing absolutely mind-blowing crazy, but it did feel comfortable in easy T17s and very hard T16 maps, which I think for the investment that I put into it is a pretty good place to be. I did a Shaper and regular Uber Elder fight, and those felt really, really comfortable. I think the damage and overall sustain of life and ES when the boss is phased would feel pretty uncomfortable during an Uber fight, but besides that, it felt really, really good in all other content that I put it against. So really, that's all there is to it. I did not make the build. I didn't make the build guide or anything. I'll share with you guys the link to Baylor Mage's guide. Definitely show them a lot of love for putting together a really cool build. And my goal actually from here is to figure out a league start variation. I think this might be a good candidate for me to make a league start build guide on max roll. So that's my current plan right now. I'm going to see if I can figure out something that feels really good in league start and is a little bit more defensively oriented. I have a couple ideas that I was talking with you guys in chat about yesterday that we can make a little bit more of a simpler, cheaper version that would feel good for just like league start T14 to T16 maps. So that's going to be my goal that we're going to work on today and maybe tomorrow. And that's it for me. I'm going to go get ready for the stream. Hope to see you guys there, and I'll catch y'all later. Goodbye. Todd's alive and well. Good job, Todd. Cool. Pretty comfy. Pretty comfy. Does Skin of Loyal keep a harvest enchant after blessing? Oh, I don't know that. And the classic loot.